of the innovations that can make us healthier tomorrow will be developed by students in medical school classrooms today. News 4 medical expert Dr. Peter Ostro shows us how students at UB are improving the future of healthcare right now.
Well, today, UB medical students got together to show their research to the faculty and to each other. The projects range from discoveries we can use right now to advances that'll bring us a little closer to long-time goals. Obese people are more likely to die in a car accident than thin people. Why? Chirag Doshi discovered it's because they're less likely to wear a seatbelt.
But by the time you went from normal weight individuals to morbidly obese, which is like BMI greater than 40, your chance of wearing a seatbelt decreased by 67%.
Crash test dummies are normal size, but 1/3 of Americans are very overweight. That has implications for future automobile design. Madison Galasso studied a bacteria called Moraxella, which causes about 1/3 of respiratory illness, including ear infections in children and lung infections in people with emphysema. She found a protein on the surface of the bacteria which could lead to a vaccine.
It was interesting just because I actually found something out that no one else knows, which is kind of cool to me. Even though it's an initial step in vaccine development, it's still something that can hopefully be built off of in the future.
Type 2 diabetes afflicts millions of Americans. They have resistance to insulin. Stephen Gangloff found a protein that's involved in that.
There's not a lot known about insulin resistance and how it develops, which is really important because that's also potentials for new drugs. And a lot of drugs for type 2 diabetes focus on a single pathway, and this is a kind of a new pathway to attack and look at.
Michelle Smith studied HIV, the virus of AIDS, and antibodies that might prevent it from causing infection.
So these antibodies will bind to it and potentially interfere with infection of CD4 cells, which is the cells in humans that HIV infects. It is at the very beginning, and it is a long road, but the idea that we can see an endpoint and have an idea of how to get that is very exciting to me.
I wish we had time to show all the projects because many of them are really, really fascinating. You know, it's encouraging to know that while these students are learning to be physicians, they're also improving medical care. And these are students who make it fun to be a teacher, I can tell you that.
Well, there's some smart cookies, too, I tell you what. But medical school can last a really long time. When can we expect them to graduate? When can we start to go see them?
The students we saw tonight will graduate in 2016. Okay. Then they'll become residents with more years of training ahead of them. I asked some of them about their plans for the future, and several of them said that they're looking forward to staying in Buffalo, working at the new downtown medical center, which will also be ready in 2016.
Wonderful timing there.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Ostro.